It's the Real Estate Podcast, brought to you by ANZ Home Loans for financial well-beings.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Breakfast, into the middle part of our working week as we deliver podcasts 7 days a week all about Australian real estate, as heard on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and Amazon. And it is May the 8th today on our Wednesday. And you might remember a few weeks ago, we had this regional report out from ASTI, who was breaking down the better valued areas of Australia regionally to buy into. And Dubbo was one of those areas, a place I mentioned that I haven't yet been to. And I asked ASTI how attractive it was, Dubbo, for first home buyers.
Dubbo, 530 median house price. That is about 67% less than Sydney, because Sydney's median house price is 1.5 million now. So definitely much more attractive. We do have a price growth of 11.6% in the past year, and we do have quite a lot of projects coming into the area, about $4.7 billion.
Yeah, a lot of projects, and we'll talk about those in just a moment. So let's right now go into Dubbo this morning and drill down a little bit more about the area, because you cannot beat a price point when it comes to those first home buyers. And joining us this morning is Monica Henley from the agency there in Dubbo on the ground. And good morning to you, Monica. Welcome to the Real Estate Breakfast.
Oh, good morning, and thank you for having me on today.
Nice to have you from this part of Australia in Dubbo, of course, nestled in the expansive Western Plains of New South Wales. And it's all about, I guess, rural Australia and some of those open spaces that people are attracted to.
Yeah, that's right. And becoming more attracted to for affordability, but also people coming back to our region after going away and being educated and coming back and using all their knowledge back here, which we just love.
Now, ASTI mentioned 530. I think it's gone up a little bit more. It's sort of over that 550 price, the median house price. So what do particularly first home buyers that are attracted to the region, we'll talk about the first home buyers in just a moment, but what sort of a property does one get for that median house price around 550 in Dubbo?
Well, at the moment in Dubbo, like this area in particular, you can get a nice 3 to 4 bedroom home, brick usually, in any of the, north, south, east and west parts of Dubbo for a first home buyer. And there's a lot of new builds happening that are around that price as well. In the established areas, it's usually a nice little weatherboard in the south of Dubbo, and go to any of the other areas and it's a brick scenario. This kind of thing is very popular in Dubbo.
So tell us a little bit about those first home buyers. Obviously, you're interacting with them. And firstly, where are they coming from apart from those that are already in the marketplace of Dubbo?
Generally, right at the moment, they're coming from, a large percentage of them are local people, but we are finding that regionally it's pulling in from other areas when they come to Dubbo to do their trades or do their training. And the other percentage is probably coming from the Sydney markets. I've sold a lot of property to families that are finding it more affordable coming to Dubbo to buy out here.
And what about the investors? Are investors coming into Dubbo at all?
Yes, they are. They certainly are. Some buyers agents from Sydney, and also following through with first-time investors that are just expanding out of, one just a little while ago was from Windsor, another one was from Camden. So putting their money somewhere else to build their portfolio.
So when you get a call from a buyer's agent outside of Dubbo, what are the sort of questions that the buyer's agents are asking on behalf of their clients, these investors wanting to perhaps spend a little bit of money in Dubbo?
Well, they're quite specific. They've drilled right down. So basically, an email will cover like several groups of people, and their brief is usually anywhere between 450 and 620, which is right on the money at the moment because that's exactly what everybody's got on the market at the moment. That grew pretty quickly. There wasn't many of those a little while ago, but now I've found that everybody's cashing in on that. What used to be a middle market is now an entry market.
Are you finding from a real estate point of view that maybe the secret is a little bit out about Dubbo just in terms of what is going on at the moment? And we'll talk about infrastructure, but people are becoming more aware?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Dubbo's on the map, and people coming out here to live just because of work and then find that they really love it. I've had 2 conversations with people that have come out here just in the last couple of days, and I said, so is your time up? And they're going, well, it is, but we've decided to sell our house on the Central Coast and, we're putting all our money into Dubbo. So that's a nice thing.
All right, we're talking to Monica Henley there in Dubbo. We'll come back, we'll find out about the infrastructure at the moment, all these activity projects that are currently underway, and is it a location from a first home buyer's point of view that you would consider? We're back after this.
Every week, real estate transactions take place as the market shifts month by month. And every day, we keep you better informed and updated on the Real Estate Podcast.
Well, as you know, the RBA decided to leave the cash rate target unchanged at 4.3% yesterday, so no change for the mortgage holders. In their press release, they did say the following comments, and that is recent information indicates that inflation continues to moderate but is declining more slowly than expected. They say wages growth appears to have peaked but is still above the level that can be sustained given trend productivity growth, and the economic outlook remains uncertain, and recent data has demonstrated that the process of returning inflation to target is unlikely to be smooth. No kidding. And the central forecasts, they say, are for inflation to return to the target range of 2 to 3% in the second half of next year, 2025, and to the midpoint of 2026. And in the near term, inflation is forecast to be higher because of the recent rise in domestic petrol prices and the higher than expected services price inflation, which is now forecast to decline more slowly over the rest of the year. Inflation is, however, they say, expected to decline over 2025 and 2026. And finally, household consumption growth has been particularly weak as high inflation and the earlier rises in interest rates have affected real disposable income. In response, households have been curbing discretionary spending and maintaining their savings. Real incomes, they say, have now stabilised and are expected to grow later in the year. So all of that coming out of the RBA, and the cash rate remaining unchanged yesterday, much to the delight of mortgage holders.
Let's explore together the power of real estate. We keep you better informed and updated.
And it is a Real Estate Wednesday, talking to Monica there in Dubbo, finding out that the median house price is about $550,000 there or thereabouts, and you can actually buy brand new. Actually, I just wanted to pick up on that point with you, Monica. So are there a couple of subdivisions? You're talking about new properties. Are they growing in Dubbo?
Oh, absolutely. There's been huge growth in Dubbo with our building, and the Mars Group has actually got several projects underway. All our local builders are actually building in all across the area, so it's very hard to actually get builders at the moment because they're all so busy out here.
Yeah, you talk about the fact that there is a lot going on. We know that there's a lot of infrastructure. Do you know any of those sort of infrastructural jobs that are happening at the moment that you can share?
In the last little while, we've had extensions to our New South Wales Rural Fire Service Training Academy out at the airport, as well as the Fire Control Centre. There's so much growth out there within that area, like a lot of the police training services facilities being built out there, infrastructure with the railways. We're having a new bridge built at the moment, so that's brought a lot of builders and engineers into town.
Okay, and as far as the airport is concerned, of course, it's quite significant, the Dubbo Airport, in linking the region with Western New South Wales and major cities nationwide. It's also, I was quite astounded that Dubbo Airport is serving over 200,000 people, so it's a lot of people.
Yes, that's our area, the region of Dubbo. We service about 200,000 people, and basically like from Broken Hill to Walgett and Burke and Lightning Ridge. So it's a very busy area. Plus, you've got your Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne flights, which is taking people out, bringing people in, specialists from Sydney coming into Dubbo for the week and then returning to Sydney or wherever they usually are, like Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne areas. It's definitely a very busy place now.
And what about a final pitch? Because there are first home buyers, Monica, listening right now. Come on, give it a pitch. Reasons for people to move into Dubbo. Take it away.
In the words of everybody that comes here, the community is so welcoming. There's so much to do, so many groups to join. Our sporting facilities are second to none. It's a beautiful place. People are made to feel very welcome when they come to Dubbo, so much so that if they just come out here for a short time, they don't go back. They raise their families and they stay.
Is it fair to say that it's like Cheers, that sitcom? Everybody knows your name.
That's it. It is actually very true.
And don't forget, you've also got the Royal Flying Doctor Service and emergency facilities, which really does solidify Dubbo's position as a pivotal regional hub. And I think that's the point, isn't it? You are that regional hub for connectivity.
That's right. And so we have all of that, which has brought so much to Dubbo, so many specialty services with the Royal Flying Doctor Service as it is. There's also many things like why people come to Dubbo to visit, for the weekend. None of our accommodation places are ever free because we've got the Western Plains Taronga Zoo and the beautiful walking tracks going all the way out to there and tracking the Macquarie River. It's amazing.
Good on you, Monica. You've done a really great selling job there. I think you can work in the local tourism office if you get sick of real estate.
No, that won't happen. But thank you so much for the opportunity today.
Gain insights with exclusive conversations from real estate professionals about buying, selling and investing across Australia.
And you can sometimes get those properties for $540,000, $550,000. But overall, I see opportunity, absolutely.
And you mentioned that you bought an investment property 5 weeks ago. What about those investors at the moment? Are you still seeing them sort of come through with those inquiries and buying into the market?
They certainly are there, there's no question. And there's a little bit of a cagey feel about it all as well, as people are feeling out the whole process, but they're certainly there. And there's no doubt the interstate investors are there at that top end area and some of that boutique property or that larger block of land. And you've got to remember, Tasmania's a small place, Craig. There's not that many houses.
We connect you to the best real estate information across Australia. The Real Estate Podcast.